In other news tonight, farmers across the country are concerned about an outbreak of avian influenza that has jumped species from birds to cows. The outbreak hasn't spread to California cow herds. Officials monitoring the situation closely, but here's what we know about the outbreak and the potential impact on customers.
Officials say at least 24 herds of cows in 8 states have been infected by bird flu.
Hey Mike, it's Luke.
So we called Dr. Mike Payne at the UC Davis Western Institute for Food Safety and Security.
So Dr. Payne, why is it a big deal that the flu has jumped from birds to dairy cows?
It's a big deal in my world, the veterinary community, because it's the first time in history avian influenza has ever been detected in cattle.
He says, unlike bird flu in chickens, cows don't die from this disease. But the virus in cows does cause a sharp drop in milk production,
Which can be economically devastating to dairy farmers.
That's why the California Department of Food and Ag's border inspection stations are on high alert to protect California farms. Meanwhile, a man in Texas tested positive this month in what's believed to be the first cattle-to-human transmission. Dr. Payne says that's very rare and usually not serious, but
There is, however, always the risk that avian influenza could mutate and become more transmissible to people. And that's why every case of avian influenza in animals or birds is followed so very closely by USDA and by the local state departments of agriculture.
the big question, can eggs laid by infected birds or milk from infected cows harm humans?
Most importantly, animal product from infected farms, dairies or poultry farms, is diverted and destroyed, so it never enters the human food chain.
And Dr. Payne went on to say that the additional critical safety factor here is that avian influenza is particularly sensitive to temperature. And so that's why the USDA, the FDA, and the CDC are unanimous in concluding that properly cooked eggs or chickens or pasteurized milk remain completely safe to consume.